Today I am going to show you how to make a matching the shadow puzzle in Scratch. For this video, I have only 3 objects in one level, but you can freely hack around different objects and levels. I am going to stick with the minimal setup for the learning process, so let's get started. It will be easier to code if we organize and set up our scene by importing media into the project. You are free to use your own images and art. You can also find link to the images I have used in video description. After importing files and setting up the project, it's time to start coding our sprites by creating 2 variables, number of solves to keep track of our solved puzzles, and selected sprite variable to determine that which sprite is selected. There are 2 trigger events. Green flag click event is the main entry point event in our game, and the when sprite click event is the event that will have the logic code to drag the sprite toward the shadow sprite. By using if block, we will be checking a mouse down and touching mouse pointer conditions to determine that the sprite has been selected, and we can then set the variable to the relative object, in this case apple. And if we drag the apple sprite, value actually changes to apple, so our sprite is successfully being dragged. With another green flag click event, we should set object's initial state, its size to 20 and starting position. We are also setting number of solves to 0 value. We have 2 green flag events that will run simultaneously. Once the mouse down key is clicked and condition returns true, our code will actually wait until the mouse click has been released, or in this case, wait until mouse is not down. Key can be released on both correct shadow and wrong shadow. We can check this phenomena by adding if-else block to our code. And now we can check a condition touching sprite, in this case apple shadow. If the condition returns true, we can broadcast a correct message and increment number of solve variable by 1. Else, if it returns false, we will broadcast wrong apple message. When the apple sprite receives wrong apple message, it will set its position back to initial state. And when it receives correct message, it should set its position and size exactly same to the apple shadow sprite. We can add a conditional logic to check if all the objects are matched and positioned correctly, so that our code can finally display a victory banner in the end of the game. As you can see, we have added the main logic to our sprites. It is time to duplicate our two more sprites and reset the code for the relative sprites. I am going to fast forward. If you are following up, you can pause the video wherever you want. To add the victory banner, I'm going to use a sprite from the library and tweak around it. Again, you can use your own art or follow along with me. There is a small bug in the game. When you click on the meshed object, the variable number of solves keeps adding and adding, which results in displaying victory banner before the game is completed. We can fix this by checking condition if the size of the clicked sprite is not 40. Then add up the value, otherwise not. This can restrict our variable to uselessly get incremented and fix the issue. If you want to keep learning and scratching with some more cool tutorials, make sure to visit our YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe.